Hello, good morning, viewers, and once again, you're welcome to Barometer Voice Studio. It's a special program packaged for your delight. It has to do with the ongoing electioneering in the country. As we are well aware, today it's like the climax of the whole exercise is the governorship and state houses of assembly election. This is grassroots election. To many, today's election appears more important than when compared with the February 25th presidential election. Why this is so is because the governor appears closer to the people. He's more of a grassroots leader than the president, who will be operating all the way from Abuja. So we can understand why the political temperature is high. We can equally understand why people are very particularly interested in today's exercise. Even those that did not participate in the previous election, the presidential, encounter or exercise, are like willing, eager, and ready to cast their vote today. And not just the governorship election. We are equally aware that today the members of the state houses of assemblies will be elected across the country, across the 36 states, and while that of the governors will be 28 take place in 28 states. The remaining enjoys what is tagged staggered election. We can understand why the whole exercise is the way it is. Nigerians in the past 4 years, have suffered a kind of challenges that range from social to economic, political, and what have you. So they are inching for change. And apart from that, there is, a new entrant into the political sphere called the Obedient Movement. They have, redirected the political philosophy and the political understanding in the country. The youth are coming out in their numbers, in full-blown capacity to take charge. They are, let me use the regular term, they want to retire the old politicians and, institute a new order. How far they can go about doing that, between now and tomorrow, we shall know. The picture will become clearer. But for today's broadcast, we are going to be focusing more on Delta State. The reason is understandable. We operate, this is like our operational base. If you are joining us for the first time, we operate from the city of Warri here in Delta State. Again, Jerome Mario is my name, and I'll be joined in this program at intervals by so many of our reporters and correspondents who are already, on the field monitoring the ongoing process. Delta, today we elect a new governor who will succeed the incumbent Senator Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, who will be completing his second term on the 29th of May this year. That's like in 2 months' time. He will pack out officially from the Osadebe House. That's the state, the governor's house there in Asaba. So, and as we speak, the state parades 16 governorship contenders. The 16 governorship contenders, and all of them are eminently qualified to govern the state, looking at their profiles and the achievements, where they've been, where they are, and their dreams for the state. They are all political bigwigs. They are not paperweight politicians. They are not pushaways. So Now, Deltans are watching, with seized breath to know who will emerge the governor between now and then, maybe latest tomorrow. Is going to be a key election that will qualify as keen contest. It will be too difficult for one to categorically or expressly say that, is this or Mr. A or Mrs. B that will emerge at the end of the day. But even while that is said, in life there will always be class in the class of classes. Going by information available at the public domain, it will not equally be wrong to say that out of the 16 we have major contenders, and if you call that may likely emerge. But in the political sphere, in the current political sphere here in Nigeria, nothing is certain, so we cannot just say. But we are, as an individual, I can say that based on the publicity and followership enjoyed, that we have some political parties that enjoy a kind of greater or higher publicity and awareness, and in no particular order, they are the People Democratic Party, the PDP, the All Progressive Congress, the APC. We have the new entrant, the formerly little known but now well popular by name, the Labour Party. And another one is equally the All Progressive Grand Alliance, the APGA. These are the major contenders, and and a host of others. So from information retrieved from our reporters on the street, there are signs that INEC officials have, started arriving their polling units, yes, and the electorate too. Many arrived as early as 7, waiting to cast their vote. That shows the level of premium they placed on this ongoing exercise. And nobody, should blame anybody. The political awareness in the country is on the increase, and there is a saying that once the boundaries of the brain is expanded by knowledge, it can never regain its original shape. So we can understand what is happening. The quest or the desire to institute a new political order in the country is high and is achieving the targeted result. So today is another stage to get it institutionalized or formally stamped by, I don't know, but one thing is certain, is that at the end of this exercise there will be megawatts of surprises. The reason is more far-fetched. Those that you think that will win may not, and those that we classify as paperweight party or candidate may carry the day, in the sense that they may emerge winners. Nobody or majority of the electorates are no longer approaching electoral exercise in the country from party inclinations or tribal alliance or relationship, religion and co. So is a welcome development, is a development that should be celebrated, because is a systematic way of gaining freedom. For the past 24 years that the nation has practiced uninterrupted democracy, most of our electoral decisions were based on mundane decisions, such as, he's my brother, he's my sister, we belong to the same religion, we share the same faith, we attend the same church. I don't think any nation, the nation can grow using those fundamentals. So focusing on capacity, character, and integrity this time around should be applauded. In fact, it should be encouraged. Then back like I said a few minutes back, that Delta is our major area of focus in this morning exercise or morning broadcast. We shall be discussing briefly about the candidate, but majorly we shall be expecting you to join in this conversation from your various communities, polling units. Baramatu Voice broadcast, as you know, is always very interactive, and you can do this by reaching out to us using any of our social media platforms. You can as well use our the telephone number boldly written on your screen, or the feedback corner or section. Go to our feedback section and drop your comments. Definitely we'll read it and share your ideas, or respond to your concern. Definitely we will do that. Again, Delta in the past 24 years, as we are all know, has been led by one political party, the People's Democratic Party. But from all indications, it appears that the center can no longer hold, and things are like falling apart. Looking at the political alignment and the realignment that is ongoing, even the people moving in droves from one party to another, just like that. So it has become a new order waiting to be endorsed by no other group than the Deltans, the electorates. But while that is being awaited, what we are looking at the end of today's exercise is somebody that will take the state out of the current challenges, out of the socioeconomic woods, and place it in the path of on the path of modernity, on the path of civilization, and on the path of increase in human capital development through job creation, access to quality, and access to education, and quality education, and the good economic well-being of the people. Because two major constitutional responsibilities of any given governor or the president here in Nigeria is to ensure security of life and property, and as well as guarantee the economic well-being of his followers. So Deltans shall be voting for that candidate whom they believe will assist them in achieving this result. It's not an impossible task. Like as our guest who was here with us yesterday said, the candidates are all capable. So, but it all depends on us to do further critical analysis and before casting our votes. So please, we shall appreciate your feedback or your call to comment on the ongoing development in your area concerning the preparation for today's exercise. In your polling unit, as INEC officials arrived, what about the electorates? Are they orderly? The security personnel, are they available? Is there any form of hostility? Is everything going on as planned? Are the electorate orderly? We will appreciate all this if you can call and share this experience with us. It will equally assist in informing the relevant authorities on where to make amend, where to go, and what to expect. But like Nigerians are saying, this is a very critical election that INEC must do everything within the book to achieve an excellent result. it must not play casino with today's election. There is need for, for positive results to be churned out from all angles. So as part of that exercise or expectation, we expect you, our esteemed viewers, to join in this broadcast by giving us your feedback. We expect your calls, we expect your comment on our comment section, and we expect you to equally communicate us using any of our social media platform. It will be highly appreciated and well rewarded, morally and socially. It will inform or form part of your contribution towards nation building process. So please, you can do that. Once again, you can follow us on our social media platform or call the number boldly, written on your screen to share your thoughts and give us update. We can be everywhere, that is certain. And we're in the era of citizen journalism where everybody is a journalist. So you can, give it a shot by, trying your hands into this report. And who knows, it may turn out to be the best. So we are expecting. So back to the kernel of today's broadcast, today's conversation, we have the PDP, the APC, the APC, that's the All Progressive Congress. We have the All Progressive Grand Alliance. Then we have the major party. Going by the outcome of the presidential election, there is tension everywhere, as in tension in quote, in the sense that the result delivered or recorded by Labour Party, if replicated today, it means Delta will be in for a new political dynasty and a new political order. And if such is extended to the members of the State House of Assembly, it means the 24 years existed journey may end by May 29. We are not in the position to say that. The electorate that has the power, but I, as an individual, may not see the electorate departing from what they dramatized on the 25th of February. That was like 3 weeks ago. So, but that is my personal thought anyway. If you have your own that you want to share with us, do kindly do so by kindly calling us on the telephone number on your screen. And while you do that, we equally encourage you. Remember that voting in an election such as this is part of your statutory obligation. Yeah, it is binding on you to do that. And apart from being, compulsory, if you don't cast your vote, if you don't involve yourself in the process, you may lack that moral right to complain in the future when things go wrong or go the way you did not envisage. So this is the right time for us to assemble at our various polling units and cast our votes. Yeah, there is need to do that, and we can assure you from right here from the studio that your vote definitely will count. It counted, apart from the pockets of challenges that and the protest recorded in the previous exercise, but averagely or appreciably it counted. So we can equally build on the foundation we have laid, in the last election. So please do well as a responsible and responsive citizen to do that. Now we shall be joined here in the studio by Mr. Emmanuel Enebeli. Mr. Emmanuel Enebeli is the publisher of Ndokwa Reporters, one of the strong online media platforms, beaming or operating from Delta State. Mr. Emmanuel, good morning. And how are you this morning?
I'm fine.
Yeah, many thanks for joining us here in the studio. We appreciate your time that you are able to do that despite your tight schedule.
Okay, thank you, man.
You're welcome. Okay, on the line with you is Jerome Tommy. Yes, and you are currently based where you are reporting from.
I'm in Ebedi in the Okwani local government.
Okwani local government. Okay, oh, that's a very good one. What's the current state of things where you are as we speak?
From my observation, I think materials have started arriving the polling units. So, and the officers are getting ready to start accreditation and for election to commence.
Okay. Now, when you place what you have observed this morning with what happened on the 25th of February during the presidential and national assembly election, is there an improvement or is still the same standard?
No, I think for them coming early now, on the 25th of February, materials came around here between 9:30 and 10. Sometimes in Okwani, even at Okwani local government, some areas got their materials around 3 p.m.
Okay.
So for today, I think materials are coming. If what I've observed in this place is what is obtainable in the other areas, which means there's a great improvement in the area of movement of materials.
Okay, so what about the voters turnout?
Well, I cannot be at this moment be. Well, I think at 25th they came out earlier in large numbers.
Yeah, okay.
But for today, they're coming in trickles.
In trickles.
So I believe with time there will be improvement because they wasted their time, stayed long under sun and rain on.
Okay, you mean during the previous election?
Yes.
And don't you think are you saying that they not being prompt in today's election is not unconnected with the voters' apathy developed as a result of the previous experience?
I doubt if that is the case. The situation will be a problem because if it is, we can't already say this early. We have to wait until maybe midday to know.
Exactly.
If I know that talking to many people around, there's that readiness to go and cast their votes as at yesterday. So if there's going to be a change of mind, then in the party there are a lot of intrigues going on. In the election, there are a lot of intrigues. Anything can happen. For the people, the electors, and the parties, and the INEC. So at this stage, we can't really say, well, INEC has done 100%, but at least we let us give them the pass mark for moving materials early.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, you are. As far as this conversation is concerned, you are operating from two sides or two poles. First, as a journalist, and secondly, as a stakeholder. What are your expectations from this election?
As I've been in the field now, I don't have to be political. I have to be apolitical in this way.
Okay. All right. Okay. As an electorate, based in Delta, looking at the current political temperature in the past 3 weeks, what are your expectations?
Well, the electorate will decide. There are a lot of awareness on the need for voting, that their rights and their votes count.
Okay.
So it is them that will determine who wins the vote at the end of the day.
Indeed. Then, and secondly, you operate from a zone that has two deputy governor candidates, that of PDP and that of APC. Don't you think that such an arrangement may have or may impact on the level of participation by the people from the area?
They need to increase the population, the voting
strength.
Of voting, yeah. But however, let us correct one impression. Within the one local federal constituency, there are 4 governorship candidates.
4.
2 female and 2 male. So it is, everybody is contesting and contending to see that they win this local government because of in short, as they say, that is a determining factor when it comes to elections in Delta State, and as well as everybody is trying to harvest from indoor environment. But let's see how it goes at the end of the day. But there are 4 governorship candidates, deputy governorship candidates. One, apart from the APC and the PDP, you have one for STP.
Okay.
And one for Labour Party.
All right, so
you have Professor Mukoro for Labour Party and Chief Ushilin for Social Democratic Party.
Okay, so what you are saying, by going by your commentary now, it is evident that your vote is going to be divided seriously.
Well, again, that is not left for. It depends on how they campaign and how they made contact with them. That each of them, especially the other 2 supposed minor parties.
Yes.
So we cannot be saying that minor.
No, all are frontliners this time around.
Okay, so
yes.
So let's see how it goes, sir.
Okay.
Let's see how it goes.
Okay, thank you so much. But just before we go, the area, the Okwa and Ndokwa axis used to be a PDP stronghold. Can so be said, for today's election?
Well, like I said, there's a lot of
intrigues.
There have been a lot of political awareness.
Okay.
So even the ones that are trying to get into the environment, how strong are they will be decided at the end of the day.
Yeah. Okay, now it is no longer, it's an open secret that the obedient movement, predominantly made up of the youth and market women and with sprinkles of men, have made a major inroad into the state politics. Do you see them replicating the drama they acted on the 25th of February?
It depends on their readiness, because the obedient movement actually was, their main target was seeing that, looking at the federal level and what the situation, the current situation Nigerians are facing. If they can move that to if they can act as they acted or voted as they voted in the last election, well, you can say they will change. There will be a dynamic of change, but it depends on where it flows to.
Wow. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel. Yeah, we obviously appreciate your time and for being with us. Yeah.
Right,
if there is need for us to come back to you, we'll definitely do that. And please don't turn us down. Please. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, that was the voice of Mr. Emmanuel Enebeli. Emmanuel is the publisher of Ndokwa Reporters. Ndokwa Reporters is one of the community-based. Well, in fact, there's nothing called community anymore because every newspaper is online, and because of that, it has become a global, brand. So that's just it. We are still expecting your comments, your reports concerning the development or the ongoing electoral exercise in your area, what's going on in your polling unit. Have the INEC officials arrived? Has accreditation started? Is the place orderly? How secured is the environment? We would like you to share all this with us. We're expecting, and for you to do that, you can go to the comment section, on our social media platform and drop your comments. We'll definitely read it and share with other of our followers. Or better still, you can as well call us on the telephone line boldly written on your screen. We will definitely appreciate that move. It is Baramatu Voice Election Headquarters, beaming you live from the heart of Warri, Delta State, Nigeria. Like we promised you, we'll remain here giving you minute by minute update about the ongoing governorship and the House of Assemblies elections that is currently going on across the country, and the governorship contest going on in 28 states. In Niger Delta region, where of course Delta State is part of the 6 states that made up the Niger Delta region, the governorship election will or is currently taking place in 4 states. 2 states will not be participating in the governorship election, and they are, Edo State and Bayelsa. They enjoy, or they fall under the states that enjoy staggered election. And if you may ask what led to, they not participating, it was as a result of the fact that their previous elections was, contested, and the court, answered the prayer of the, the appellant or the complainant and the plaintiff, and right from the day that prayer was answered, his tenure started counting from that, right from that date. So that informed why they are, why they are not participating. Their own elections will be coming at later dates. Some this year, like Bayelsa should be, is it November, December also? While what is it called? Edo will be coming sometime in the future. But our major focus, like we are well aware, is Delta. But that notwithstanding, if you are in Rivers, if you are in Bayelsa, because for the fact that the governorship election is not ongoing in Edo State and Bayelsa, does not mean that the State House of Assembly elections is equally not ongoing. So on that basis, we expect you to call us and tell us how it is going, the latest development, whether the INEC officials have arrived, and how the whole process is unfolding. Again, as part of that feedback arrangement we have put in place, we are being joined from Burutu local government by one of our very own, Asaye Enaibo. He will be joining us, telling us about the update in the, as it pertains the ongoing electoral exercise in the area. So please don't go away. And right here in the studio, like we keep saying, is our responsibility, freely chosen to keep you posted, but we enjoy it and appreciate it more by you giving us feedback as well as updates of events that are equally ongoing in your area. So please, it is a participatory arrangement. It is an exercise or a program that we shall all be involved in. Why we need to do this is because election is a vehicle for development, which we must all participate in. So right online here in the studio is Asaye Enaibo reporting live from Burutu local government. Hello.
Yes, hello, good morning.
And how are you this morning?
I'm fine, thank you.
As usual, thanks for joining.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jerome.
So what is the latest development? How is it going?
Yes, the development is that INEC materials and officials departed from the Mglebri Primary School to their various units in Ward 7, Burutu local government area of Delta State.
Okay.
Around 7:26, that is when they started moving, because from the INEC stipulated time, 8:30 within thereabout. That is when official voting process started. And as we speak now, all the presiding officers with their materials have moved to their polling units, and the accreditation process has already started here in Ward 7, Ayakrumo community. And at the various polling units, some of them that are in their various creeks, speedboat has conveyed them to their various polling units for accreditation and voting process to begin. And even as we speak right now, voting is ongoing. Polling Unit 9, which happen to be Bobogbane community, and it has been very peaceful. And at this moment, there has been no any challenge for now within the ward level. The process of accreditation is going on, and the voting process is going simultaneously as elections activities are unfolding here in the ward level.
So,
and the Ayakurmo, for instance, it has 22 polling units, and all the polling units are in the creeks, which you can take a speedboat to get to the location, like Onyagbene. Maybe some of them drive for about 1 hour, 45 minutes before they will get from the ward headquarters to the various polling units.
Wow. So for the benefit of our viewers, who, you know, all this, like these logistics we are talking about, who arranged them?
The logistics, who arranged them, the INEC officials, the community has a way of moving, because when the INEC officials were brought by the local government to the ward headquarters, at that point in time, the same INEC boat and the community also, in virtue of their ward, organized speedboat, community speedboat, to convey those people to the various polling units for them to engage in the voting process.
Okay, all right. Like you reported, you know, during the previous election, that the electoral process right there in Borutu local government was peaceful, orderly, and the results, you know, everything came out fine. Are we expecting the same results this time around, going by what we have observed so far?
For the time being, it has been peaceful, but let's all still wait for as activities unfold, because this election is a state election and House of Assembly. It is grassroots election, so there are some, even if you now predict that it will, the way it is peaceful and it will get to the end like that, it is unpredictable. But we wait until activities unfold themselves on ground. But as for now, there is a level of decorum, well-coordinated process where voters are going peacefully to vote, to cast their votes.
Okay, so what about, you know, did you observe, when placed side by side with the previous election, did you observe any form of political apathy on the part of the electorate?
There is this consciousness within Ayakrumo Ward 7. The two political parties, the APC and PDP, are the major party. Unlike previous one where we have disobedient labor matter, it is not as that particular time when the presidential election was ongoing. But this time around, they scope it to APC, PDP affair. But like yesterday night, if you get to Ayakurmo, you will see it was in form of a market where PDP also having a place where they play music, APC music everywhere. There's this kind of joy that, yes, this is our party, this is their party, and this kind of stuff that has been noticeable from yesterday till this day. So, and as we see, there is this voters' consciousness to vote for their party.
So you mean people have, you know, revert back to their old okay.
Yes, the obedient movement of labor is no longer that aggressive as it was.
Yes. Wow. Okay, now, from what you have witnessed so far, what are your permutations?
This election is unpredictable kind of elections.
Okay.
You cannot predict that this party is the one that is going to take over. This party is the one that is taking. And there is, if you look at the political leaders, there is anxiety in their faces that if my party lose, that means I have failed. That consciousness that is what I've been observing throughout yesterday. All the big wings started making move out to reach out to both women, youth, and all those who are grieved. They've started talking to them, apologizing, and all kind of. That is what they have been doing throughout the night, and even at now. I think there is this people. Yes, I want to vote for somebody, maybe somebody who has been caring and taking care of me, and this time around it is that party that I want to vote for. Okay, this time around, so there are some development stuff that the people this party ought to do and fail to do, want to vote them out. No, there are people who are saying that no, this party has been trying, no, Mr. A party is no good. So everybody is looking at where voters are. When you look at them consciously, it is not about the development of what is on ground that they are using to now measure. It is what they are interested in. There's economic hardship. What can we do now to get something to eat? That is what they are.
Yeah, exactly. I can understand. Now, you are, so which polling unit are you? Where are you reporting from now?
Right away, I moved from the beginning of the town to the ending, which is made up of 22 polling units. While there are some that is inside the creek. Within Ayakromo we have about 15 polling units within the town. While the remaining 7 polling units, or more than 7, is in the creek, where you take a boat to move to that particular destination. But Bobobane community is just a crossover where the polling unit 9 that is just currently is. Once I leave there, now I've observed the voting process ongoing, I will leave here to the Ayakromo main town to see the same process of activities. And if anything come up, I will quickly update of any kind of violence or any kind of activity that is contrary to electoral laws.
Okay, so but just before you leave that polling unit, is it possible for us to speak with, some of the electorates?
Yes, it is possible to speak to some of the electorate who are seated here, but some of them will probably speak Ijaw language to you if you can understand the Ijaw. There are women that is seated here to get the process, so they can speak Ijaw. They can as well speak Pidgin English. Yeah,
there's no problem. You go ahead with the interview while we listen, while we get you connected from the studio here.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, because I was talking, so I slightly go to the back to talk to...
That's the beauty of mobile means of communication. You can as well take a stroll back to the polling unit where you can speak, where we can talk to them. Let them, if possibly in using a diluted English, that will be fine. You understand? But if not, when preferable is not available, the available becomes preferable. They can speak in a Jaw dialect. But if they can do...
Yes, I have called someone who is going to speak briefly on the process. He's going to speak English to you. This is Baramatu Voice live from the studio. Talk to one of the electorate here.
Hello, madam. Good morning.
Oh, good morning, sir.
Okay, good morning, my brother. How are you this morning?
I'm good.
How is it going?
It's going smoothly.
Smoothly?
We just commenced voting now and everything is going calm. Everywhere is calm.
Calm, okay. So, are you impressed with the exercise so far?
It's a wonderful exercise. Last time, our result reflected in the IRF, so we hope that this time around everything will go well.
Okay, so that hello? The outcome of the recent election, the result of the recent election now inspired you people to come out more to vote in this current one.
Yes, because our reward, the result was well recorded and was well posted in the IRF.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay, that's a very good one. But you are voting from the riverine communities.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what are your expectations from this political leader? You don't, without bearing anybody in mind. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, we're expecting a credible representation this time around, the good leadership, and because of the high pressure of this election, we're expecting cutting-edge performance from the winners.
Okay.
Whoever is representing us will represent us well. Whoever is acting as the executive governor will do his job very well, because the next election we are going to get improvements on the pressure from the masses.
Okay. There is
for dividend of democracy.
Democracy, exactly. Okay, there is this belief that within the riverine communities that they are no longer voting based on party line or tribal affiliation. Is that statement correct?
It's very correct, because our voters now are getting more enlightened. And they are voting as they ought to vote.
Okay.
please their conscience and to satisfy their aspirations.
So we shouldn't be, what you are saying in effect is that we shouldn't be surprised if at the end of the day a less known party wins your axis.
We are not going to be surprised because the process is transparent and there's no violence, no threat.
Okay, yes, no violence, but do we have security men on ground just to forestall such occurrence?
And there's a policeman.
Okay, unit is okay, all right, okay. So, looking at INEC performance so far, there is an improvement from when placed side by side with their performance in the previous election.
In the previous election, that is 2000
no, February. I mean the February 25th.
In the February 25th election, in our polling unit, there was not much problem.
Okay. And INEC performed.
And we're having similar performance today.
Performance, okay. Okay, that's a very good one. And thanks for speaking with Baramatu Voice. And we encourage you to keep listening to Baramatu Voice, your darling station, covering like no other station, covering Niger Delta event like no other station. Again, many thanks, and do enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Yes. Okay. Yeah, Mr. Enaibo. Hello.
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay. So yeah, the person you brought to we just interviewed now supported all you have said, and is heartwarming that for a consecutive period INEC is getting it right there from in Burutu local government area. Is there any other person that you have contacted to speak with us?
Yes, let me also speak to one of the ladies.
Okay,
let
yes.
me speak to one of the ladies.
We need to be gender sensitive, exactly.
Gender friendly.
Yes.
Let's speak to, and if it happened that okay. I'm trying to look at who can speak pidgin, but the way I'm getting feedback is not.
Okay, no problem.
Yes.
No problem. We can do that. Why continue with the search? Why we do? Yes, we get further other report from other correspondents and the reporters. So thank you so much for the time, and we'll get back to you shortly.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Jerome.
You're welcome, my brother. Okay. So that was the voice of Aseye Enaibo, one of our very own here at Baramatu Voice. His report is so heartwarming that all that in Burutu local government, the process is going on peacefully. No security threat. INEC materials and officials arrived on time. Distribution of voting materials have been distributed, has been done peacefully and perfectly to the various polling units. That's a very good way to go, and that is we applaud INEC for that feat so far achieved. And while we do that, we equally encourage them to do same across board, especially in the state, because this election is highly strategic here in Delta State as well as other states like Lagos, Rivers. These are high contending states, that has been led by a political party for a very long time, and nobody is against it in the sense that dividend of democracy is being delivered at all time. That's just the most important thing, and that's what people are asking for. And once that is done, Nigerians are very easy set of people to lead, and they can be satisfied with when they are provided with those little basic needs of theirs. And joining us again from Bayelsa is one, a well-known media professional. He is the chairman of Bayelsa newspaper publishers. Yeah, and we, as soon as we connect with him, he will come on board. Okay. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Yes, good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
By grace.
All right, thank you so much. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate the time.
Yeah.
And we are all out. It's no longer news that governorship election is not taking place in Bayelsa.
Yes.
Yeah, but that notwithstanding, the State House of Assembly, the candidates are slugging it out.
Yeah.
So how has the experience been?
Well, the election basically within the Yenegua city is peaceful. Though there are pockets of people quarreling and all that. But that has not gone to the extent of people fighting or destroying materials.
Okay.
But very sadly, in Ogbia constituency 2, which is made up of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5,
Yeah.
people went, scattered away the materials and destroyed them.
Okay.
Somebody just called me from Otoko, the town, that by 2 a.m., while people were still asleep, they kept the electoral materials in the town hall. And some gunmen went, destroyed the house, got into the house, scattered away the materials, and left.
Wow.
Kind of thing. So what are we expecting from democracy? Then the question there to ask is, what are the security operatives up to? You know that there is election, and in election, violence is expected to occur. So the policemen or other security agencies were not proactive enough to curb this situation, and that is what has given rise to this.
Wow, that's
We are only happy that no life was lost.
Okay.
Kind of thing, but there is going to be repetition of that election since the materials have been carted away, and that will cost the Nigerian nation more money, more time to do some of these things.
Wow. Sorry, okay. Thank you so much for this information. Once again, what's your name again, sir, please?
My name is Ayibai Tare Istade. I'm the chairman of newspaper publishers in Bayelsa.
Okay. Yeah, again, thanks for joining us. Then we have to go on because we have one or two other questions to ask you. So apart from this negative report, holistically, how is it going in the state?
Well, like I said, that the Yenegua metropolis is peaceful.
Peaceful, okay.
Yeah, there are pockets of people quarreling and but it's not going to the extent of people fighting, carrying bottles or gun.
Okay.
So it is peaceful generally. But there's the rural communities where we lack manpower. I'm standing against us. The men knowing where that today is Sunday.
Yeah.
There's practice in some of the places. So
okay. Hello? 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 It's like we lost that call. Hello? Hello? It's like we lost the call. We'll do well to get back and get him back and continue with this conversation. Again, is still Baramatu Voice Election Headquarters, where we are giving you up-to-date information as it pertains to the ongoing governorship and state houses of assembly elections in the country, particularly in the Niger Delta region. Yeah, from the information gotten so far, it is gratifying that INEC maybe listen to the complaints and the concerns expressed by Nigerians in the previously held election, and maybe they must have worked on it, and the improvement or the change the strategy is not reflecting. But like Mr. Tare just made mention, there were pockets of challenges and security breach somewhere in Bayelsa, and this is the beauty of this interactive style of this broadcast. We use this information so far derived to inform the security agencies that there is need for attention in those areas. Nigeria, I think we've not grown to that level of organizing election without security presence at the polling units. Had it been the way, maybe such whatever couldn't have happened. So, but no, it's not too late. It's not too late. We can, right the wrongs even as we speak. All they need do is to get this information and report immediately at those stations or polling units where this is happening, and get the situation arrested. So it is still the election, Maramatu Voice election headquarters. We are expecting your feedback. First, thanks for joining us. Thanks for being there, for us. But we'll appreciate more if you can do well by, giving us feedback of what is going on in your area. We have many channels or many ways you can do that. You can access any of our social media platforms, or you can as well call the number you are looking at on your screen. When you do that, you get us, and when you share the information about the ongoing exercise in your area, every other person will benefit. The world is a global village. As you report, who knows, maybe it's your own it's your own report that the INEC chairman will listen to and take it seriously. So please, we are expecting your report, we are expecting your feedback. Do that, and then we will obviously appreciate that. The election is still ongoing. Is very a welcome development that INEC officials and their materials have been distributed. The process commenced in many of the polling units that we've gotten report from, including the riverine communities. It's very, very commendable, and we encourage INEC to continue on this pace and ensure a credible, free and fair electoral exercise, so that at least by the end of the day, when the result is out, there won't be kicking here and there won't be protests, and there won't be grudges or pockets of concern. People will see it as an election that was keenly contested and won. Yes, so okay. Yes, okay. We are now being joined by one of our, hello, yes, we are being joined by Mr. Kanjo Joseph. Hello, good morning, Mr. Joseph.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm good.
Okay, yes, for the benefit of our, viewers, kindly tell us where you are calling from, please.
I'm calling from Benin, Edo State.
Okay.
Edo State capital.
Capital, okay.
This morning I've gone around some places to monitor the election. I've gone to first what I noticed and what is very glaring to everybody is that there is voters' apathy. I think this could be attributed to the outcome of the presidential election, which recorded a very large turnout. But now, I went to Emopai Primary School. The governor usually casts his vote. In fact, let me say no voters there. I went to the Emopai Primary School houses, unit 19 to 28.
Wow.
Very large place, but we have just few persons when I got there. I spoke with one SCO, this CSO member, civil society organization member. He was telling me that some persons were intimidated that if you know you are not voting for a particular party, just turn back. So, and you recall the governor lost the unit, that area, to the Labour Party in the presidential election. So now they are asking people that if you know you are not voting for a particular party, just go away. I've been to Oredo, that is Oredo 4 units, 19 to 28. I've been to Oredo Ward 1, unit 6 to 12. Well, there are a few persons there, but compared to presidential, it's still very low. And I'm now at Garrick Memorial School, where we have, that's Oredo 2. After this, I will be moving to Ekobara, where we have units 18 to 21. The same thing, it starts with this, but very low turnout. It's not encouraging at all. The one woman that spoke to me, one person like that, said people probably refuse to come out because of the outcome of the presidential election.
Okay.
Where people expected that yes,
their vote will count.
Yeah, we can't. But now opposite is the result. So I'm still going around, but presently I'm at Garrick Primary School.
Now, okay, apart from the pockets of hostility recorded in the previous election, which, you know, plus or minus may have appreciably affected the turnout this time around, don't you think, you know, Edo State is not having the governorship election?
Yes.
Don't you think that may equally be a contributing factor?
Okay, it could be. Sorry, I forgot to say that.
Exactly.
We are having House of Assembly election.
Just House of Assembly, and you know.
And if you recall, the present party is not having any candidate. The ruling party in the state is not having any candidate at the National Assembly. So it has been a kind of do or die affair.
Okay. How? Sorry. Are you saying that they lost all the senatorial positions?
Yes.
In the previous election?
Yes, the government party lost now.
Okay, they lost everything, as in the senatorial seats.
The three senatorial seats and the National Assembly.
And okay, wow, okay.
Lost to the APC and
Labour Party. Okay.
So now everybody is flexing his
muzzle, exactly. Okay, to do damage control.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So you said you've been to the governor's polling unit.
Yes.
Has it been?
He was here to be there. Probably I will go back there. He was here to be there when I was there, when I got there rather.
Okay, he hasn't come to cast his vote.
Yes.
Okay, and but he's been expected.
Yes.
Okay.
Of course, he will.
Okay, you said you're going back to the place to monitor the process.
Yes.
Okay, apart from the low turnout, what is the general political temperature like in the state?
To my own little understanding, I think everybody is struggling to get his own stronghold, and there is very tight security in the city.
Okay.
Every junction, unlike the presidential where people were moving, vehicles were, particularly essential duties, were going free, but now we have a very tight security.
Yes, okay. Where exactly are you reporting from now? Which of the polling units?
Garrick Primary Memorial School.
Okay, is it possible to speak with somebody at that point?
Oh, no. I'm already leaving.
Okay, you're leaving. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thanks so much for this report. We obviously appreciate your contributions, and kindly leave your phone open. We may come back at any minute, because it's going to be a continuous process. We are not going to on break until the result is declared. So
no problem.
Yeah. Okay.
When I get to this thing, among my primary school, I will get back to you.
Okay. All right, that would be well appreciated if you can. And yes, for at least you need to do this for the benefit of our followers, and is equally part of your responsibility as a media professional. In doing that, you contribute to the process of nation building. I don't know if I'm speaking your mind.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yes, you are right.
All right. Thank you so much. And till we come back to you, enjoy the rest of the day. Okay. Well, yeah, that was the voice of Mr. Joseph Tonjo. Joseph, reported from Benin City, Edo State. We are feeling very concerned that about some negative reports coming in that has to do with violence in Bayelsa State, voters apathy in Edo State, and a whole lot of that. I don't think, no matter the level of anger, of disappointment in the previous election, Nigerians ought to have pushed it behind and tackle this ongoing governorship and state house of assemblies election with every seriousness, and give it the attention that it deserves. Because why we need to do this is that the governor is as important as the president. A good president surrounded by bad governors could be likened to a general surrounded by weak lieutenants. That general cannot perform. And equally, the state lawmaker is as important as that of the national lawmakers. I mean, the senators and members of the House of Reps. So, if you have made up your mind not to vote in the ongoing election because of, pocket of grievance, as in that has to do with the previous election, we beg you to, drop that idea and go out now and cast your vote. Remember, it is your obligation. You need to do that. It is a constitutional responsibility. And most importantly, if you don't vote, you may not have the moral right to complain if things moved from bad to worse. Again, thanks for being with us. It's still Baramatu Voice Studio, beaming you live. The program again is called the Baramatu Voice Election Headquarters. We commenced this project. It has graduated from program, to a project, right from right from 24th of February. That was a day to the presidential election, and since then it has been so rewarding. We are so excited and impressed about our performance, and we're equally appreciative of your, constant support and viewership. It's been so wonderful. We appreciate your goodness, and particularly within the Niger Delta region and beyond. You people have been so amazing, and your support has been so critical. On behalf of the management and staff of the entire Baramatu Voice, we say a very big thank you. Yes, but even as we thank you, it is not yet over until it is over. Particularly here in the state Delta, people are at the various polling units trying to elect that man out of the 16 candidates that will succeed Governor Ifeanyi Okowa at the Osadebe House, Asaba, come May 29 to 2023. That's a few months away. If we say 2023, if it sounds as if it is around the corner. Delta, as a state, was created on the 28th of August, 1991. Yeah, it's been a very long, that's like quite an age. That would have been enough period for the state to grow to become a hyper-modern society, and I don't think we have been able to achieve that. So, but this is not the time to apportion blames, and that is more reason why we must do everything within our reach to ensure that we elect as governor someone who can help us on this path. Again, we are being joined by one of our very own, a seasoned media professional. He's joining us from Lagos in the person of Chris Okafor. Mr. Chris, how are you, sir?
Very well, very well. I'm doing very well, exactly.
Yeah, once again, good morning. And Jerome is my name. Welcoming you from Baramatu Voice Studio here in the city of Warri.
Thank you, Jerome.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, the camera has been set and is rolling as it concerns the election. What is the experience like in Lagos so far?
Thank you very much, Jerome. The situation here in Lagos State, the elections, it's just some parts of Lagos that we have some PUs that have actually arrived at the units. Not quite long, we saw some security operating along the streets, trying to ensure that there is peace and sanity across various locations.
Okay.
At the moment, young boys are still playing balls on the streets, and most of the polling units are still vacant. We are still hoping that we're going to get some feedback as regards to why the delay.
Okay.
Some of the voters are already getting their numbers, hoping that the units they're going to be called upon, while some other place there is no persons there. So that's the situation currently. Also, no voting process has commenced here yet.
Okay, so there is delay in the arrival of
Election material, yes.
materials and the INEC officials, or
Yes.
are the officials on ground already?
No, none of them have been. None of them for now.
Okay.
No. You know, Lagos State, they are talking about the Oro Festival,
Yes.
and most persons are actually afraid of coming out because of the situation. So we are just hoping that by 10 o'clock there will be some.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So there is a total departure from the experience of February 25th.
This is more like this. This is more than a total departure. Yeah, this is more than a total departure. What happened February 25th was far better. By this time, I remember I've already casted my votes by this time in the February 25th election. Yeah, but this time we are still looking out to see if we will see INEC officials, or even the ballot box, or even the election material, none on site yet.
Well, so which part of Lagos are you reporting from now, please?
Yeah, I'm reporting from Ajomi Pelodon at the same time. I'm also covering Festac, which is Amodopi axis, Amodopi axis, and some part of Ikeja.
Well, that. So, don't you like now? You said that the young boys have taken to the street playing football and co. Don't you think that is a reaction to the unexpected outcome of the February 25th election?
No, you know, last February 25th election, the scene we see on the street is not different from what we are seeing now.
Okay.
Even I can tell you categorically that even the boys playing balls is lesser compared to February 25th, which is more.
Okay.
So it's more like it's a normal scene for them.
Okay, so they played ball on the 25th, but they still voted.
Yes, they still voted.
Okay,
yes,
meaning that.
Voted.
Okay, so the major challenge now is that INEC officials have failed to arrive.
Yes, they have failed to arrive in most of the location.
So by implication that if they arrive, those people playing football can as well abandon it to come and cast their votes.
Yes, hopefully, and also there is this threat from. If you were able to access the viral video of the MC Oluomo, and that's the nickname, where he actually threatened some of the evils of if they come out. However, he came out this morning to deny that he was actually discussing during the conversation. There is one Mama Chukudi in quotes that was there, and he was only referring to the Mama Chukudi as the personality she was making reference to in that video. However, the police operative, they have already
wade into action. They say they're actually commencing an inquest on the viral video. Although I still believe that development is also causing some fear. I would say palpable fear in some persons as regards to if we come out for this election, if we come out to vote, will something of this nature happen?
Yes.
Are we going to see the same situation that happened, for instance, 2 days ago in Surulere? We had a situation where some of the Labour Party National Assembly, I think that one of the candidates was being molested and they scattered and their chase away people that came out there to mobilize for campaigning. So these are the situations happening here. So all those things are put together actually has put fears in electorates' minds on how to come out. Yes.
Okay, so you mean that in Lagos, in the past days, some level of intimidation has, existed?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
That may partially explain why there is a low turnout.
It also gives more room for the low turnout. But from all indications, currently everything looks calm at the moment. But just like we understand the election process, usually from the afternoon hours, we are going to be hearing trickles of issues and challenges of regards to insecurity issues as regards to people coming out to fight, snatch buses, push away people, cause more chaos, and
But as a way of forestalling such occurrence, do we have enough security personnel on ground?
Actually, we have issues as regards to security in Lagos State entirely. We have less security. Even funny enough, most of the polling units, you see one security, sometimes you see two, and you not ask. They are not well equipped.
Yes.
You see some of them is even coming the hoodlums that comes to the talks that comes to even like as I'm watching now, I can see some boys coming out in troops. You understand these are hoodlums, and you don't have to. I have to be careful avoiding them so that they won't think I'm actually reporting them. But that's the situation we have here.
Okay, yeah, that's pathetic. But there is this belief also that an election in the country is a civil program that need not to be militarized or whatever. So that explains why you don't see so much security personnel around a polling unit. I don't know how.
My brother Jerome, I have to come in quickly wading into that statement. You see, in cases of this kind, whereby we understand that the level of insecurity, the targetry, the level of thug movements and hoodlums and the rest, at this point in time, we already know we have serious call for security.
Okay.
So, at this point in time, I don't think holding those people going the need for security operatives being everywhere. It's something that should be. It's something that should happen.
Okay.
It cannot be overemphasized. It cannot be overemphasized at this point in time, because if those guys are not on ground, I think we are going to be having serious issues. Yeah. So I believe they should be on ground to curtail the situation now, because from the last election we saw what happens. If that is not being attacked, we're going to be come back to the same situation, and you'll see where the candidates of various parties are coming back to complain that INEC integrity has been jeopardized. And so issues of that kind. So I believe what we need now at this point in time is security. You remember, you could recall in 2015 election when our past president, Goodluck Jonathan, was on seat.
Yes.
You find out that at every point you see not police, at every junction you see a military personnel sitting down there with weapon at every location, and you find out that 2015 election to some extent remains the most peaceful election Nigeria has ever recorded in time memorial. So these are issues, these are things that INEC those in charge or this administration is supposed to have looked at and said, let's look at a way of actually galvanizing the security to ensure that we don't have this issue of talk movement, so that it will be mitigated to the barest minimum.
Yeah. Okay, so for a better understanding of your position by our viewers, so what are the major gaps that you have observed so far?
Okay, the major gaps I've understand so far is security, which number one, the confidence of electorate is also another issue. And on the part of INEC is also another issue, and also the INEC sincerity as regards to coming to the polling unit is also another issue. Then we talk about the Oro Festival is also another issue. So we believe by 10 o'clock we are going to foresee something different. For now, nothing on ground.
Okay, is the festival coming to an end by 10?
According to many statements, there are some parts say it's going to end by 5 a.m. today, while for some fraction is saying that it's going to end by 10 a.m. today. So we have many disparities. So
exactly. Okay, but as a policy analyst, was the fixing of the cultural activity on a day that was set aside for an election, was that decision right?
These decisions have been in place before now, so it's not something that was maybe they just woke up one morning and said, if the election has come much a week earlier, we'll not be talking about this festival.
Okay.
Yeah, but because of the festival has been set to this date, so going to talk to the people involved is just like you calling the president to change the date of Christmas.
Okay.
It's not possible. So, or maybe you want to call the imam to change the date of the Salah. Something they have fixed already.
So what you are saying in effect is that there is no political undertone to that.
No, not at all. Not at all. But the political undertone might be coming from the fact that the time disparity. Some say it is ending 5 a.m. While others saying it's ending 10 a.m. So that is where, of course, that's where we have some disparity issues.
Okay, now just before we go, as an analyst and observer, what are the chances of the political gladiators involved?
Okay, now in Lagos State we are actually
in Lagos we are
we're looking at 3 major candidates. We're looking at the current governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu.
Okay.
We also have that of the PDP candidate, who's known as Jadon. We also have that of the Labour Party candidate, Jiarobi. These are the 3 key men involved.
Okay.
Now, from all indication, if I've been looking at it from my own standpoint of view, we are seeing a strong movement from the Labour candidate, which has to be their principal.
Okay.
In terms the person of Mr.
P2, yes.
He has actually taken a wave in this current election, in this current dispensation. He's actually making a wave, and that wave has actually influenced most persons across the state, not just Lagos State, across various parts of Nigeria. So, and that wave is actually giving a kind of a stand for the GROV, which is Vivo.
Yes.
Who is giving in a sense. So there is this possibility of his emergence, looking at the outcome of the presidential election where the Labour candidate actually took Lagos by surprise. So we are foreseeing a movement of the chances of Labour Party excelling more compared to that of APC. But we, looking at the incumbency of the current APC regime, we still have chances that APC is going to still stand tall. That of the People's Democratic Party, the PDP person, Jadon himself, is also a strong candidate. But if you look at the pecking order, it comes last because of his current coverage across the state.
Okay.
So we are looking at the major candidates currently. We are looking at the
the gladiators involved majorly that is going to stand for Labour Party candidates and the APC candidates. So we're looking at the fight stands among these two candidates. But already you are aware that the Oba of Lagos came out and said that we believe more. I believe your movement, but I'm voting for the current governor of Lagos State. I'm voting for him. But then you can actually make your case, and but that alone, that still didn't stand because we still know that the current Oba of Lagos was also standing for the presidential candidate of APC.
Yeah, now the president-elect, yes.
Yeah, whereas he lost the election, he also lost the state to the Labour candidate. So all eyes now is on the Labour candidate, which is Cherokee margin at the end of this election. But you know, you cannot tell totally. So we're looking at.
Wow. Thank you very much for this your comprehensive analysis. We obviously appreciate your time and your contributions. Yeah, and we remind you, like we keep telling, all our reporters that if the need arises, we'll get back to you shortly, for more information from Lagos. But while that is being awaited, enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, General.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you so much. Yes. Okay, that was the voice of Mr. Chris Okafor. Mr. Chris Okafor is a Lagos-based journalist. So, it's still Baramatu Voice Studio, and the program is the Baramatu Voice Election Headquarters. The program is being known where we've been giving you up-to-date information about the ongoing governorship election. We presented similar program during the February 25th presidential election in the country, and we are doing it again. It's our own little way of serving you with undiluted information about the country, and as well as contribute towards the national development. We are going to be joined shortly by Mr. Edward Asikitan. Asikitan is the chairman of Ejo Youth Council in Calabar, Rivers State. He's joining us very shortly, and he will be giving us the update about what is currently ongoing in the state. When I mean in the state, this time around I'm not focusing on Delta as a state, but Rivers State. Yeah, so hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Mr. Edward, good morning.
Good afternoon.
Okay, good afternoon. Sorry. Yes, okay, yeah. Yeah, okay.
It's morning.
It's still morning, yes, exactly. Still morning. Okay. And how are you this morning?
We bless God, we are fine.
Okay, all right. Again, thanks for joining us. And the long-awaited governorship and the state houses of assembly elections is now currently is ongoing. You are in Rivers State, right?
Yes.
What is your impression so far?
Anyways, we believe that, in fact, we give kudos to INEC compared to previous elections and these 2023 elections with the introduction of the Beavers machine. It has given hope back to the ordinary man and woman to decide who govern and manage their common resources through the ballots. And so in Rivers State, I will say that there is peace, there is orderliness, people massively mobilized to their unit, to their ward, to their community to ensure that they exercise their franchise. Particularly in Calabar Kingdom, I will tell you, prior to the election, there were rumors of people who cause violence, who make the community yes, inconvenient for voters to come out. And so we, under the auspices of IYC, in consultation with our leader, the Pyramid of the John Nation, Chief Mujahid Asai Dokobo, we had meetings with the security agencies within our terrain, gave them instruction that, see, in Calabar Kingdom, we don't want any report of violence, considering what happened in 2019. And so in these elections, our sons are in the race. You know, our Calabar sons, our Ijaw sons are in the race. But there's one very important thing in Rivers State, that at the end of today's election, an Ijaw man will govern Rivers State. So we told them there should be peace. Everybody should go to the polling booth and exercise his franchise, vote for your preferred candidates through your conviction, self-conviction, considering the manifestos, you know, and credibility and competency of an individual. Go and vote, but don't vote somebody who is not an Ijaw, so that since we believe in equity, justice, and fairness, you know, in Rivers over time, it has been the Korean people governing Rivers State. So that there will be this upland riverine dichotomy. Let the riverine Ijaw equally test that office. So I will tell you, in Calabar land, everywhere there is peace. Like particularly in my units, you know, if you come to Abonimo or Akogotoro, most of the units they are cooking. Every unit is cooking. You understand? Yes, every unit is cooking. As you come as an electorate, it doesn't matter the party you vote for. Once you vote, you just go and take your food and your drink. It's either you stay back and eat, or you go home, or you go to your, you know, if your house is not within the polling booth, you go home and relax. Then time for sorting and collation, you can come and ensure that, you know, your vote counts and all that. So I've not gotten any report of violence. Civil society organizations, all of them, they are working, the security agencies, they are patrolling, and no havoc, nobody is causing problem, everywhere is just peaceful. And yeah, I believe that one of the factors why, one of the major key why we are enjoying this peaceful election is because of the high level of sensitization awareness that we created. And another, they have equally seen and have confidence in the beavers. Yes, it is not 100% correct. It is not 100% correct, but in a bit, the voters are comfortable with the beavers. You know that there will be no ballot box snatching and all that. In fact, as of yesterday in Akogotoro, to be precise, as of yesterday, 2 days ago, sensitive and non sensitive materials that were deployed for today's election were not even under police custody, army custody. It was just at the rack center. And nobody even went there to say, I want to take a result sheet, or I want to take divas, I want to take anything. And today they peacefully distributed all the sensitive and non-sensitive materials to each unit and each ward. So we thank God for the peace we are enjoying in Calabar land.
Wow. Thank you so much. And what of the INEC officials? Did they arrive on time?
Yes, in fact, as of because under IYC I'm an observer. As the clan chairman. So in particular in my community Abonima, what we did as early as 5:30, I was at the rack center. And once immediately I got to the rack center, what I observed was that all the INEC officials with their SPOs, you know, they have sensitized themselves, they have gathered, they have identified themselves, and they were waiting for bus to transport them to their various wards. That's the ward rack center. From the ward rack center, they will disseminate down to the unit. So as of 7 o'clock, they have started moving. No, ordinarily, the election was supposed to commence, voting was supposed to commence by 8:30, if I'm not mistaken. So they arrived, the polling unit, they arrived the ward before 8 o'clock. So as at 8 o'clock, they have moved their materials to each of the units, trying to settle their polling booth, their materials and all that. As of 8:30, voters have queued to exercise their franchise.
Wow. Oh, that's a very good one, you know. So, if you place it side by side with the experience of the previous election, I mean the February 25th election, where there were reported pockets of hostilities and challenges, will you say expressly that there is an improvement?
Yeah, you know, that presidential election, I will say, yes, in some areas, the will of the people were subverted.
Okay.
You know, yes, because in certain areas, it was obvious that one or two, it wasn't the original party, whatever, that won, and there was a very strong agitation. But I would say the difference is, presidential election was just a litmus test.
Okay.
You know, it gives room for people to know the weakness and the strength of the INEC materials
Okay.
for the election. You understand? So electorates were well conscientized, they were well informed. So this time around, they were prepared for the best. That okay, this is the wrong of INEC. So right now, because in fact, let me say this: in the 11th of February was the March. I mean to say was the original scheduled governorship election.
Yes.
Now to solve that abnormality INEC even experienced, what they did was to call for another INEC officials reorientation class.
Okay.
So that those abnormalities will be corrected.
Okay.
But they did that thinking that 11th March, the election will hold, not until INEC National gave their next announcement and rescheduled the election to 18. So everybody is aware that what happened last time, okay, I have known my weakness, I will know where this problem is coming from. So right now we will not do it. As I speak to you, there are units even in my World War II. There are units where they are having issues of the BIBAS failing network problem and all that, and immediately there is a provision for RACTEC. Okay. The RACTEC is the technological officer of the world. So once we experience such problem, we call the RACTEC to immediately go down to that unit and rectify the problem.
Oh, that's a perfect one. Then the next question is not a platform for campaign, but just to seek your honest or objective views. You said that you people instructed that the judge should vote for your job candidate.
Yes,
okay, now this is the question.
Okay.
Do you think that the judge have the needed number or population in the state to win if they go by that decision?
Okay, I will just say this. In fact, it's not having the population. It is consolidation.
Okay.
You understand? It is consolidation. The judge, over time, in fact, the judge naturally will be hospitable to accommodate other people. In fact, a German who is hospitable will even accommodate a stranger more than his own brother or sister. That's our nation. Okay. So the judge in Rivers State will give the room for other ethnic nationalities to govern Rivers State. Like the likes of Odele, the likes of Umeya, the likes of Amechi, and now the likes of Wike. So it's time for consolidation. So other ethnic nationalities are in solidarity with the judge, okay, to ensure that an Ijaw man becomes governor. So it is not by the strength of the Ijaw people, but by solidarity, massive solidarity in synergy with other ethnic nationalities and local government. We believe, and I want to say this emphatically.
Okay.
If an Ijaw man do not emerge as governor 2023, do not take my word seriously. By the grace of God, no matter where, no matter the ethnicity, no matter the local government, at the end of the day, it is an Ijaw man that will succeed Governor Wike.
Wow, that's a very strong one. So, but for better understanding of your position, the judge in which of the political party or political parties do we have the judges flying their flags?
We have of PDP is an Ijaw man.
Okay.
Simna Laif Joseph Fubara.
Okay.
Of the Labour Party is an Ijaw woman, Comrade Beatrice Etobo. of the Andoni extraction, of the Accord Party, we have Chief Dumo Lulu Breeze. Of the NROM National Rescue Movement, we have Chief Ambassador Sumo Abojaki, aka Papa.
Okay.
Of the APC, we have Architect Pastor Toyeko. You know, then of the AA, we have Daware, Dr. Daware Ibietela George. Then of the ADC, we have Comrade Dante Ibrahim.
Okay.
He is the vice chairman IYC Abuja chapter.
Abuja chapter, exactly. Yes.
Yeah. So majorly, we have a judge in the race, and we believe strongly that we'll come out victorious.
Exactly. But from the number, the huge number mentioned, it appears as if the state has zoned it to the judge to produce the next governor.
Yeah, this time, yes, yes.
But that's a new one. You people are replicating what happened in the year 1999 when the entire nation zoned the presidency to the southwest. That had two Yorubas, represent Obasanjo for PDP and Olufalaye for AD and ANPP. He flew the joint ticket. So I wish you well, and I key into your faith, and maybe towards the tail end of this day or by mid afternoon, as in tomorrow, we'll be celebrating with you over the emergence of an Ijaw man as the governor of Rivers State. But if that happens, should that be the first time an Ijaw man should be leading the state?
Since Bayelsa left Rivers State, yes, it's the first time.
Okay, to be the first time.
Since the beginning of this Fourth Republic, yes, it's the first time.
Wow. That's for over 20-something or even 30 years or thereabouts. Okay, so in fact, that would be a very big, strong milestone if achieved, and I pray that it comes to pass so that
it will. We are very determined and resolute. It will.
Okay, all right. Okay. Again, many thanks for your time and your objective analysis of events. We obviously appreciate you, and if time allows, we will be left with no other option than to equally invite you again. And definitely, if you are one of your candidates so far projected wins, we'll call you to at least do a follow-up interview on this same particular issue. But while we wait, we tell you, enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Okay, that's the voice of Mr. Edward. Mr. Edward is the Ijaw Youth Council chairman in Calabari, Rivers State. He spoke extensively about INEC efficiency and the orderliness of the electorate so far in that state. I pray that it will continue this way in other states, and even in areas like Bayelsa State where there are pockets of challenges. We call on the relevant authorities to equally respond. INEC should know that this particular exercise should be of utmost concern to them. They should use it to do image laundering, to cleanse their name and their dented reputation. I write that a fact that came up from the not too impressive performance in the just concluded presidential election. So I pray and encourage INEC to pay serious attention to the ongoing electoral exercise. Now we're going on a very short break, and when we return, we'll focus majorly on Delta State. And while that is being done, we equally take calls from other parts of the country, particularly Niger Delta states. Please don't go away. And at the same time, do not forget to furnish us with your feedbacks using any of our social media platforms, or better still, call the telephone number boldly written on your screen. Again, Jeromario Tommy is my name, and please don't go away. There is more reports, very interesting and educative work to come. as we return, when we return. Thank you and bye for now.